My name is Chandler Bateman, and this is COMM 210-820, Speech 2. This is my audience. Okay. Marriage equality, a concept that has grown to be quite the controversy over the past 2 years. In the past 6 months to a year especially, states have been overturning marriage bans, declaring them unconstitutional, and wavering on the support of laws such as DOMA, the Defense of Marriage Act. The first state to recognize gay marriage was Massachusetts in 2003. In 2008, Connecticut followed. A year later, New Hampshire, Vermont, and the District of Columbia followed suit. In the past 2 years, there has been a spike of states recognizing marriage equality. Maryland, Rhode Island, New Jersey, and Delaware have been the newest states to join the list. This makes 17 total so far. The majority of people I surveyed had no idea how many states currently recognize gay marriage. However, in the past 6 months, there has been an increase of marriage equality movements throughout the country. A poll taken last month shows 59% of Americans approve of same-sex marriage, while only 34% oppose and 7% with no opinion. This is a record high and shows a steady incline of the approval of this issue in our country. Organizations and campaigns such as the Human Rights Campaign, Freedom to Marry, the Equality Federation, Marriage Equality USA, and Americans for Marriage Equality, and countless state-based organizations have been gathering more and more support and have been pushing harder than ever to provide equal rights to the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered couples everywhere. The country has been growing in support ever since a crucial part of the Defense of Marriage Act was struck down on June 26, 2013. This 1996 law, signed by President Clinton, defined marriage between a man and a woman for purpose of federal law. This being struck down allowed many states to push forward onto their fight for marriage equality. Currently, there are 60 lawsuits filed across 28 states fighting for the equality of marriage, according to MetroWeekly.com, most of which have been developed within the past year. In addition, more and more states have been recognizing marriages performed in other states. Most of my survey participants did not know the amount of states in which gay marriages performed in other states are recognized. However, it's been a surprising turn of events to see which states have come into the fight. Kentucky, a Bible Belt state, being a large shock to many as a state that will now recognize a gay marriage performed in a gay marriage legal state. When surveyed, the majority of my participants said that they believe it will take 5 to 10 years for the entire country to recognize gay marriage. I agree with them. There are so many permanent marriage bans and laws written into state constitutions and statutes that have to be repealed before it can even get to a ballot vote. And even then, the vote has to be passed and approved. Lately, it seems like we've hit a moral backslide when it comes to lawmakers. In the past 6 months, a few states have even developed laws in which they can refuse services to LGBT people. Not just couples, but people. If you think about that for a second. Let's take Kansas, for example. According to the Huffington Post, the Kansas House of Representatives passed House Law 2453, a bill that was voted at a 72-42 margin. This bill would allow business owners to turn gay people away simply because they are gay or appear to be gay. Many people have argued that this type of discrimination is a backslide onto years of segregation when whites and blacks were separated for the color of their skin. One of my participants even told me that she believes that the recent support of gay marriage all over the country has scared some of the more conservative religious representatives so badly that they are trying to do anything they can do to make it as inconvenient as possible for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered community to have equal rights. It has become more than a fight for marriage equality to most LGBT people. This has become a fight for a lifestyle. When speaking about the biggest obstacles in the fight for marriage equality, the majority of my participants said religious beliefs. This is an interesting find because our government tends to forget the separation of church and state rule that is supposed to keep religion out of the matter. However, it seems that with each step the equality movement takes forward, there's religious opposition. My other options on this question were ignorance and political disagreement. And the second highest choice by my participants was other, which they specified as all of the above. One of my participants even said that her thought on it was that ignorance caused by religion caused a political disagreement which led to the opposition of marriage equality. It has been shown that over time, that in more conservative religions, they are less likely to learn about other perspectives or change their views. More and more lawmakers have been showing their support for the LGBT community in this past year, and I've been hearing the cry of so many people, but we still have a very long way to go. And here is my audience that is still here.